Good evening. My name is Losioki Somare. This evening I want to share with you something about the 5 questions. I call them the 5 Qs. These 5 questions are very important. They are basically very simple, but to some extent they are very difficult because many people, actually 98% of the population, are not able to get the answers, actually the correct answers to these particular questions. This question, they try to define us, to define our lives, to define our achievements, to define our relationships with others, to define what we believe in, and most probably, they affect us positively or negatively. And that's why I find it very important to share with everybody these 5 questions, because when they fail to get understood this question, then it becomes a great challenge. Question number 1. Who am I? And am I living what I am? This question is basically about your identity. It is a question that tries to define our faith, our beliefs, our habits, our relationship with others, the way we react to others, the way we feel when we are triggered, for example. This question is about ourselves. It's about the inner us. It's about the person within us, not anything to do with what we possess, the wealth and all that, but it's about ourselves. Who am I? In most cases, we become an irritation to other people because we are not able to answer this particular question, who am I? Because if you are asked, who are you? Are you an irritation? Are you an alcohol, drug addict? Are you a lazy person? Are you a procrastinator? Are you an excuse maker? Are you a lazy stubborn person who always complain because they fail to do something, so they find an excuse to evade? So this question is about ourselves. It's about our identity, what identifies us. For example, if someone mentions your name, what pops up to their mind? Does anything to do with laziness pops up their mind? Does anything to do with corruption pops up their mind? Does anything to do with complaint, excuses, false promises pops up to their minds? What comes to their mind? Are you skilled? Because it also tries to define us about your skill. How do you use your skill? Do you just sit down expecting things to work well and you're not doing anything? It's about what we do with ourselves. Who am I? And am I living what I am? Question number 2. Where am I from? This question is very simple because it's about our heritage. It's not about your background. It's not about your race. It's not about your family. It's not about your tribe. It's not about your nationality. It is about your achievements, the strengths, the breakthroughs, the weaknesses, the challenges you have been able to conquer, the many hills and mountains you've been able to climb in life. Sort of that, and the many challenges that have been there. So this question is basically about where we've been. And now it leads us to question number 3. Question number 3 is about why am I here? This is about your purpose. Your purpose is very important because once someone is aimless, purposeless, sometimes we become more of irritative. We become an irritation to others because in most cases we lack a purpose, we fail to believe or find out what exactly drives us. This is about what we are called to do. Yeah, it's very important. Ever found many people, especially the young people, walking around aimlessly, imitating other people? Someone talks about imitation being irritation, and sometimes also imitation being limitation, because we're not able to answer this particular question. Why am I here? What have you been called to? What's your contribution to the world? And Annie Dillard and certain American authors say it's unthinkable to come to the universe and live without anybody ever noticing whether you exist. It is very poor to come to the universe and you don't contribute anything to the world because you're not able to ask yourself, why am I here? It is very important for us to ask ourselves this particular question because it matters a lot. It determines what we do with our skills, with our abilities, with our character, and exactly what we are supposed to contribute to the universe. Why am I here? Question number 4. What can I do? This is about your potential. Many a time I give a story of these two animals. the rat and the elephant. They were once crossing a bridge, and when the bridge shook after they crossed the bridge, the rat pat the elephant. Hey guy, did you see how we shook that bridge? So you can imagine who made the bridge to shake. It is the elephant, but the rat made the comment because the rat believed without its presence, the bridge would not have been shaken. So it is very important to ask ourselves, what can we do about this situation? Now the situation is not good, so should we accept and complacent and plateau and just see things happen the way they are happening, or we should find a way, we should find something, we should find a solution to a problem? It's probably the most important thing we should ask ourselves. What can we do instead of complaining? Because many people love complaining. That is, complaining to explain their pain loudly. So it is very important for us to avoid making excuses, to avoid complaining, but instead to think of what we can do. I love the story of David conquering Goliath in the book of 1 Samuel chapter number 17. It talks about David conquering Goliath. And one time he was sent by his father to take lunch for his brothers in the battlefield. And at the battlefield he found the Philistines on the other side and the Israelites on this other side. The Philistines had humiliated the Israelites so much to an extent that David was not comfortable. He was asking himself in the battlefield, what can I do about this? What can I do to liberate my people? What can I do to find a solution to this? Because we cannot be in such kind of humiliation throughout centuries. And because of that, he found a solution to that problem. So it is important for all of us to ask ourselves, what can we do? Maybe you are in your job, and you are in your workplace, in your office, in your institution, in your family, and there's challenges are happening there, and you are blaming and pointing fingers, maybe to the government, maybe to the family head, maybe your father, your mother, or even your husband, or even your wife, maybe your boss, your manager in the workplace, maybe your school executive or administration. But it is important for us to ask ourselves, what can we do about the situation? Because we cannot blame anybody. It is important to blame ourselves, but instead of blaming the others, because people are different. Maybe they don't feel the situation. Maybe they don't feel the effect of the situation. So it is very important for us to ask ourselves, what can we do about the situation? Are we going to accept the situation the way it is? Are we going to accept the situation to continue being this way? It is important to ask that question. What can we do? What can we do to change the situation? It's about your potential. And you need to bear in mind that the grave is one of the richest places in the world because it contains so many potentials. It contains leaders who have never been leaders, liberators who have never liberated anything, academicians who have never taught anything. It contains students who have never been to school. It has doctors and nurses who have never treated anybody. It has scientists who have never discovered anything. It has travelers, authors who have never written any book. The grave has quite a number of people, entrepreneurs who have never established any business, millionaires who have never been confirmed, graduates who have never been conferred, professors and doctors are there who have never been there because of the potential. So it is better to ask ourselves, what can I do? Just imagine if today is your last day on earth. What would you do? Every day in the morning when I wake up, I ask myself, could this be my last day in school? What could I do? What can I do about it? If it is my last day, what can I do? So it is important to ask yourself, if it is the last time you have on earth, what can you do about the situation? Will you just accept the way it is, or you find a solution to it? Finally, where am I going? Question number 5. This question is very important. Remember, we started with who am I and am I living what I am? Where am I from? It's about your heritage. Why am I here? About your purpose. What can I do about your potential? And now we are here asking about your destiny, because you are at the end of the day, you need to be going somewhere. Where are you going? Where are you heading? Why are you doing certain things? Are they leading you towards where you're going? Why are you believing certain perceptions or beliefs? Are they going to add any value towards where you're going, towards your destiny? So it is important for us to bear in mind that everything we do, it should lead to a certain outcome. and the outcome should be the end result whereby we are looking for, and that is our destination. So where am I going is very important because it determines our energy, it determines our beliefs, it determines how much we stretch, it determines even how much we put in place to ensure that we achieve what we want to achieve. It is very important for us to understand that if you don't know where you're going, it is very, very difficult for you to know what you'll do with what you have currently. Someone says, if they don't know about their tomorrow, what can they do about their today? Because you don't know about your tomorrow, so what can you do about your today? So it is very important for you to be able to know about your tomorrow before you do anything, because once you know about your tomorrow, you'll be able to know about what to do with your today. Now, once you are able to answer the 5 Qs, that is, who am I and am I living what I am? Where am I from? Why am I here? What can I do? Where am I going? Then you're good to do. You are good to go. You'll never be an irritation to anybody. You'll never be pushed because you'll be self-driven. You'll have your self-discipline. You'll be energized to the world. You'll be self-motivated. You'll be enthusiastic. You'll have the passion to live life fully. You may look at my book. You belong to your success at a cost of 800 shillings. Thank you.